Hi there, welcome to Belt Friends. My name is Casey Hutchinson. I'm the president of Empire Rubber and Supply Company. And this is my podcast, Belt Friends, where I talk to friends in the industry and people responsible for the things that we do that may or may not involve a conveyor belt through and through. There's, as we're going to learn today from Chad Ackerman. Chad is a senior manager of strategic accounts at Flexco. And not everything's about a belt, and Chad's going to illuminate that today for us. Thanks for coming in, Chad.
Thanks for having me.
Grateful to have you. Very kind to come out here and sit down with me today and tell me how not hot Portland is compared to your real estate.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in Atlanta. So, but no, I know we've been talking about this for a while, so I certainly appreciate the invite. You've had a lot of heavy hitters sit in this chair, so I feel honored to be part of that group. So thank you.
You're welcome. Grateful to have you. Well, let's start off. Usually I hand it off to you with the first one to tell us about yourself, where you grew up, family, education, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I guess Cliff Note version, grew up in Louisiana. My dad was in construction. We actually moved around a lot. My first 5 or 6 years of my life, and then went basically through high school or through my sophomore year in high school in Louisiana. And then my dad was actually transferred to Georgia, Atlanta area. And
was it military that moved?
No, it was mainly construction.
Okay.
He worked on like hospitals, and he had like certain areas of expertise in building the hospitals. So he would just move on, from state to state to do whatever the company needed him to do. So moved in '86 to Marietta, Georgia, and finished out high school there. Started at DeKalb College. Never did finish. I went for 4 years, but never finished, and actually got to work pretty quick. I started working basically the day I graduated high school, and got into landscaping and built my own landscape business for a few years. And then, fast forward to getting married in 1996 to my wife, Alicia. I've been married for 30 years.
Congratulations.
We celebrated 30 years June 22nd this year. 3 kids, Rachel, Paul, and Jess. Rachel's 29, Paul's 27, and Jess is 23.
Okay.
2 wonderful grandchildren now. So I got a 2-year-old grandson, Jack, and my daughter just had Mills Louise Page. She was born in May.
Oh my!
She was early.
Oh wow!
She was actually due June 26th, and so she was a preemie. So,
but everything's good.
Everything's good.
Oh
yeah. Good. Very blessed. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Do all the kids live close to home?
They do. They lucky for us. My youngest son just graduated college and finishing up his MBA. He is literally 5 minutes from where we live. He's getting married in November. My daughter and oldest son live about 2 minutes apart, but about 15 minutes from where we live. So we're very lucky that our kids are local to where we are. So we live in Cumming, Georgia now, and so we have a cattle farm there. It's actually my wife's family land that her father bought back in the 30s. So it's kind of a old home place, and so we enjoy it, and that's kind of what keeps me busy when I'm not working at Flexco.
Yeah, that'll keep you busy for sure.
Yep.
Well, you spoke loosely, but you were working already before you left college. Heck, you were probably working through high school and everything like that. What work did you jump into once you when you were done with college?
So as I was going through college, I had my landscape business, and then like I said, I wanted to get to work. I wasn't a very good student, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and get a job. So I started working in the building supply industry in 1995, and I started out as a truck driver, delivering material. Worked my way into inside sales and outside sales. Got into some engineered floor system design, and did that for about 10 years. And then I actually went from there to be one of our customers was a good friend of mine. He's like, hey, I got an opportunity to go build some of these, high-end homes. So I did that from 2005 until about 2010. Of course, 2008, as we all know, was the market really crashed. So we felt that one pretty hard. So And my wife was in construction lending, so we kind of got hit from both sides.
Gosh, you can't build and you can't lend for it.
Interesting times, let me tell you.
Oh my
when you have to
gosh.
tell the kids, hey, the way we've been living the last several years, that stops today. So it's easy conversation.
Yeah,
right? They understand.
Not necessarily ketchup and crackers, but
Right.
it changes quick.
Yeah. So, but no, it was good. It was a learning experience. In 2010, just things were not getting any better, and I was doing a lot of remodeling stuff. So I was like, I've got to get a job because the savings is running out, and we need to get something a little bit more steady. So I actually got into healthcare.
Oh wow.
Home health and hospice services. Did that for about 3 years. It was a kind of a good interim piece for me to get more into more of the industrial side of which I didn't really understand that I was going to realize I was going to enjoy it so much. But from there in I think 2013, I started working for a company out of Fort Payne, Alabama, EIS. It was a millwright group that we've mainly focused on conveyor systems for the poultry industry.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that was really my first gig in belting, if you will, and conveyors. Did that for a few years. I got recruited from one of my best customers. He was a service manager for Ammeraal, which is one of the large OEMs in the poultry industry. He went to work at a company called Ammeraal Beltech.
Okay.
And so he brought me over. I was there about 5 years, and then 2020 I made the move over to Flexco. So been there ever since. So it's been an interesting ride. So a little bit of conveyor building over to belt manufacturing over to what we do here at Flexco.
Well, it gives you kind of fills all the cracks in of I guess belting 101.
Yeah.
No chickens and conveyors around that. I've experienced that work. That's a hard sell to a belt guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually learned more about belting at Flexco than I think I learned when I was at Ammeraal, just because I was more managing people at Ammeraal and trying to, just juggle the management side of the business versus, really learning the products like I, should have.
Yeah.
But Flexco is funny. Now I know how to, do things with belts that I didn't really know how to do over there. So it's kind of odd. But
You're not selling any damn belts.
I'm not selling belts. That's right. But it's funny. Yes, it's been a very interesting path.
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
kidding.
So.
Well, that is interesting. So, I mean, now that you've stepped a little further into the belting world and know a little bit more about belts, I mean, what's easier, playing with a belt or managing people?
Oh, playing with the belts.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Belts don't talk back.
Yeah, belts, it's pretty plain and simple what's going on. They'll tell you the story, won't they?
That's right. Right. So.
Well, tell us about working for Flexco.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I are mentioning Flexco. Some of some people who watch this are not in our industry, and it's been fun educating those outside of our industry about what a belt is. But tell us what Flexco product is.
So Flexco is we make products, components for conveyor systems to help our customers run more productively and also more safely. We do a lot of mechanical belt fasteners, as you know, is really more the core piece of our business as it has been for over 115, 16 years. We manufacture vulcanizing equipment to put belts together by finger splice. Also, our belt conveyor products for, especially on the heavy duty side of our business. I've always been on the light duty side up until the last 5 months, but so I'm a different world. I'm having to learn there. But yeah, so more belt components for conveyor components for to make belts run more productively and safely for operators.
Okay, so I've been in the world for a bit of using your products. It has been crazy to watch how evolved you guys have gotten from just clipping everything. In our world, we have to connect a belt together with fasteners or some method, and usually vulcanized splicing was the alternative to that. And then boom, you guys got into that equipment, and it took off. It took off for myself too, because acquiring the various components for preparations like ply splitting and finger punching and things like that. big time evolve for Flexco.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what's cool about Flexco is just the innovation and the thinking ahead, strategic thinking that even from our senior leadership, just that knowing that we always have to stay in the forefront of technology. And I think they understood that, hey, mechanical fasteners, even though it's been around for over 115 to 19 years, things are going to move, things are going to change. So they've kind of stayed on the front side of that change, which has been really good. And it's been a huge piece of our success.
Yeah.
So,
well, not just here, internationally too. I mean, I've seen you guys evolve on so many fronts.
Yeah. It's amazing that Flexco is a very small company, but we operate on a global platform, which is cool because I've actually been to several of our subsidiaries around the world. I've been to India, Australia. I was at UK just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Germany. It's just amazing to see how the culture just filters throughout the organization, no matter what part of the world we're in. So I've never had a bad experience visiting any of our subsidiaries, and so it's very special. It's a very special place, and I would say that it's a culture that I've never really experienced anywhere before. So,
wow.
But and also that's a testament from from our leadership and the drive that they have to put the right culture in place and to really live by that and funnel that throughout the organization globally, which I can imagine is not a very easy thing to do.
No, I would have no idea being a little guy still in the same pond. So.
Maybe guys are growing.
We are, but I don't see me showing up at the doorstep of the UK anytime soon.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. So, I mean, of where you've stepped into conveyor belting and where you stepped even greater into conveyor belting and now all the methods surrounding it, you've worked with a lot of people. I mean, mm-hmm. You've had many mentors in this industry. What things have you been able to take from the right people and lessons have you learned from the folks who might have learned it the wrong way to only appreciate the way that we've only known?
Yeah. So I've had a lot of mentors along the way. A lot of people that's helped. When I guess my first real lightweight belting experience at Ammeraal, I learned from a lot of territory managers that we had that had been in the business 30 years. So really learning a lot and really it's like those guys will forget more belting than I'll ever learn. And it was just amazing how complex, especially lightweight belting, can be. So many different, components and construction methods and yarns and monofilament and multifilament. I mean, it's just so much goes into it, and really learning that from guys that I managed back at Ammeraal. People at NIBA, obviously, there's been a huge Mike Whelan, Don Rabb, the guys I do NIBA training with, Tom Archer. Those guys are just brilliant in my mind as far as their knowledge of belting and the things that we can learn. Every NIBA training that we do twice a year, I learn something new every single time. Even though I'm an instructor, I still don't know how that's happening, but I have a very little small part of that, and I'm mainly the guy that puts the presentation together. So that's what I'm good for on the PowerPoint side. So, but no, I learned a lot from those guys, and just if I ever have a question, usually I'll call someone like Tom or Mike or Don and just ask the question, because those guys, they know. Ricard Gomez those guys are just huge mentors, and just to me, just salt of the earth guys that are always willing to help.
Well, you leaned into it, NIBA. We bring that up often in the podcast, the National Industrial Belting Association, and a rewarding group of people pulled together for the betterment of the industry. And you mentioned it. I know of these trainings and things like that, and I see those people involved, and those are some big hitting names and to be involved with. How did you get into NIBA to begin with, or Duke to do it perhaps?
So my first NIBA was 2015. I had just started with Ammeraal, and basically my boss was like, hey, we need to go to this NIBA thing. I'm like, all right, cool. So what is this? So when I got there, I was like, I didn't know anyone, and really it was my first appeal. It was actually in Palm Springs in 2015. John Shelton was the president, and so I got to meet with John and Travis. They were part of the Belt Power group, and and interesting conversations around being a manufacturer. But yeah, that was really my first experience. As time went on over the next couple of years, I got involved in the committees. So I got put on I think it was Products and Services Committee. Okay. That committee is now no longer in existence. I think they just merged a couple of things together. So I was off of committee for maybe a year or two, got onto EduTech for 3 years, rolled off, and then got into training. And then they just made some recent changes to the EduTech committee that, those trainers should be part of the committee. And it's really, you're not going to hold just a 3-year service on the committee. You'll stay on the committee as long as you're training. Yeah. So that's new. So I'm still on that committee, I guess, but
valid moves. I mean, some of those guys you don't want to shake off, and you're contributing so much now. I don't think 3 years is enough.
Well, and that's what we discovered. I think when you try to build training programs around what we're trying to accomplish at NIBA and for our members. 3 years is not long enough because we do these trainings. We have to revamp the training, the training information and all the modules, and 3 years goes by quick. So we try to change the way we roll the EduTech committee a little bit. So
yeah. It's huge. There's a lot of people there in that committee.
It's the largest committee. Yeah, it is, and it's a good mix of heavy duty and light duty folks. So that makes it a huge benefit because the heavy duty side of the business there's as much training there as there is on the light duty side as well.
Well, I look forward to making the rounds. I mean, I'm in program committee, and I know that's just one step along the way. And I could stand to use it for my own education along the way, rubbing elbows with those guys a little bit more yourself.
Yeah. So I'm this year. I think I'm going on as chairman of the marketing committee.
Oh wow!
So okay. I saw an email about that a few weeks ago. So.
Well, congratulations on the change.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess I roll off one, go on to another. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, you see the value in it.
Yeah.
It's been pretty rewarding, and like you said, just showing up at a convention and it's my first one. Who I talked to, and you can come a long way. Sitting at the right table, talking to the right person, and getting involved.
Yeah. I will tell you the NIBA has really been a great platform to connect with the distributors. My tenure in my very little tenure in the belting business compared to a lot of folks, even yourself, it's been my model's always been working through distribution. So I tell you, it's just amazing the people that you meet in our industry. It's a very tight-knit community, very small community, but everybody knows each other. But it's such a large industry. And what's cool is the people. I mean, you go to NIBA, you sit down with, you hang out with folks that are competitors. Even as a manufacturer, we mingle with competitors. I mean, it's a great community. And, I can't imagine there's anything like it, around, but it's very special. And I think people that are in our industry realize that. And I think that's why NIBA has such a huge presence from our members. I mean, because they know this is a good thing. It's a great networking opportunity, especially being a manufacturer. It's where we get to meet with all of our customers in one time. We get to make 100 sales calls right there in that 1 week.
Absolutely.
At different capacities, not even in a meeting room, but dinners or just hanging out in the lobby or the bar or whatever. It's a great opportunity to really network with your customers.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, even on the distributor level, because if I haven't caught up with everyone by the time you're at the convention, and there's so many gatherings, special meetings, things, it's crazy to me how involved everyone is that you still find it difficult to connect with everyone that you may have come in having intentions like, I got to talk to that gal over there or whoever it might be. It's difficult sometimes. And on the manufacturer level, you guys are all hunkered down come expo that it's like, I'm going to find Chad today. I know where he's at.
Yeah. So the expo is, it is, for a manufacturer, for people that are presenting, it's like, all right, it's 4 hours, but it's a lot of work to put all that together for a 4 hour, expo. But it does give us the opportunity to show, especially new products that we're rolling out. It gives us that opportunity to show those items, and that where I would have to come show those to you, or you might have to see it on LinkedIn or see it, when we launch it. But it gives everyone that kind of sneak peek of some things that are coming down the pipeline. Some of the things we discussed today earlier. It's just, it gives you that opportunity to see those things. And so the expo is important, but it's always sometimes my least favorite part of it, because it's like we got to be serious and we got to work.
Well, it's funny to speak of that. Like, people say, "Oh, all you're doing is just hanging out in the pool and having a good time," or something like that. And one of my favorite things I've always said is like, "Well, I've actually saved some money talking to the right guy in the pool, because I've been buying this product, and if I had just, if we hadn't had our conversation and figured out a different way to turn it about, we wouldn't have both been helping each other on a better cut, better turn, and more profitable along the way." So
absolutely.
Sometimes it is about who you're talking to. It doesn't matter where.
Yeah. I think it's NIBA is definitely, you get out of it what you put in it. And if you stay on the sidelines and don't get involved, you're not gonna get as much out of it. But we just see the value in it. And even at Flexco, we send a lot of people. As you know, you look at the list, it's a pretty long list. But we feel like there's definitely value in being able to meet with our distributors and, figure out, hey, what are we doing good? What's working well? What's not working well? And, we talk strategy, and it's actually the perfect time of the year, because you kind of look at numbers and, say, hey, what are we doing wrong? What, why are we down? Why are we up? So you get a lot of good information. So it kind of helps us springboard our conversations as we go into the next year.
Yeah. Well, and they're not always about successes. Sometimes you want to learn what bumps you're taking so that you can shift, pivot, whatever you got to do to get to that next success.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. Well, we had fun talking about conveyor belting and our industry and stuff. What is fun when you're not working, Chad?
I love working in the yard. My wife will tell you, it's like if I'm at home, because I travel a ton, but usually if I'm at home, I'm usually doing something in the yard or on the farm, or it's just there's a lot of stuff to do. So it seems like my boys are not quite as available as they used to be to do stuff while I'm traveling. So used to be able to count on them to cut grass and do things that need. But they have lives too, so they're busy. But
Pretty generous property to work with too.
I'm sorry.
Pretty generous property to work with too. More than just a yard, right?
Yeah. We have right at 70 acres, and But as far as grass that needs to be cut every week, it's about 2. So and it grows fast. So,
no kidding.
But no, I play golf, so get to do that, and I don't really play as much. Like when I'm at home, a lot of that is I do that sometimes with customers while I'm traveling and things like that. So I do enjoy it, not maybe as much as I used to, but for the most part, it's a good outlet to release some stress.
Yeah.
So don't play very good, but
there's that one shot that makes you come back.
There's that one shot, absolutely. That one putt brings you back every time. So.
You play good vendor golf then? Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of a scramble guy.
Okay.
I'll give you a couple good shots on a 4-man scramble.
Okay. Well, how gracious of
right? So keep me in mind for that if you need it.
I will most definitely do that. That's funny. Well, and I'm like you. It's hard when you're home because my focuses are home. And I can totally appreciate that. But when I'm on the road in the evening, sometimes my own, why wouldn't you talk a customer to go out with you on the links, or maybe go find out who's at the tee box, if you're going to go out on your own and get coupled and talk. I actually had a belt conversation with somebody once. I teed off in Tri-Cities, and I was talking to a former customer of my dad's. He goes, "Tell your dad I say hi," and a former AIT guy. And I'm like, no way, this is too small a world.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It can happen anywhere, man.
Oh, no lie. Any cool nicknames you've been given in your lifetime?
Cool nicknames.
Yeah.
Crackerman.
Crackerman. That's too close. Your email spits that one out too much, almost.
My father-in-law used to call me Shad because he couldn't say CH, so
Okay.
he called me Shad. So all my friends that knew him always called me Shad. So.
Okay.
But nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
no one's been too creative yet. Huh?
no.
And you're not telling me the ones that we don't want to know.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. We're on the air.
How about guilty pleasures? You and I scratched a little bit because we talked earlier. I can appreciate your love of Star Wars. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Music, any flavor in your life that is always you're circling back to?
So I play trumpet.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Started playing in 1979. I was 80. I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And you do the math, you can tell how old I am now. So, but so I was kind of the band guy in school. So not the most popular, but yeah. So I still play, not as much as I used to, but I play occasionally, for different things. So.
What kind of different things?
Play at church. I'll play. I'll get asked to play in a Christmas program or something.
Yeah.
Just things like that. But those are kind of few and far between now. But I played a lot up until probably 15 years ago. Played all the time. So
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I mean, and I do. I love music, so it's just one of those things. I hate that I don't play more, just because I think, it's one of those things that, my boys played sports. You can only play sports to a certain age, but, with an instrument, you can always play that and, until you can't. But yeah, so fortunate enough to at least be able to pick it up and still play. So
That's
I
really
played for my brother-in-law passed away a few months ago, and I actually played for his funeral. And my sister-in-law said, he always told me that, hey, whenever he passes, because he'd been sick for a while, that he wants you to play. And I'm like, I hadn't played in 2 years. So, but anyway, long story short, I knew he was not doing well, so I was able to practice. It's kind of like working out, where you got to kind of, you have to kind of build it back up, and then, it worked out fine. But yeah, so things like that, I'll get it out and get the trumpet out and be able to play a little bit. So
That's cool.
it's good.
So it's like riding a bike.
Like riding a bike.
Okay.
You just if you don't ride a bike a long way, you're going to get pretty winded. It's the same thing with playing an instrument. So,
Well, he just started his notes. He's already gassed out.
yeah. But yeah, it's kind of something I guess not a lot of people know that I do. So
That's really cool, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you stay in practice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into sports
yeah, I played baseball, a little bit of football, but never nothing big. Nothing like my boys. They grew up in travel baseball, and my daughter travel basketball. So that wasn't even a thing, when I was growing up. So usually my Saturdays were spent on a construction site, knocking mortar off brick for my dad at 12 years old, just so I had something to do and not sitting around the house. So
Yeah.
but that baseball was really about the only sport I played. So I mean, you ask my boys, I wasn't any good. So they'll tell you.
Well, that's any kid, though.
Well, they tell me I don't know anything about baseball. I was like, well, I know a little bit.
Yeah, they hand out crummy report cards to their parents, don't they?
Terrible. Terrible.
Well, you spoke to that too. That obviously, some of the baseball age rubbed off on the kids, and I mean, you spoke to it. Just your kids playing sports.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, my oldest son played baseball. Both boys played travel baseball from when they were probably 8 years old on up to through high school. Both played high school ball. My oldest son, very interesting path. He played baseball. He actually had an offer to go play like a smaller school, and I think it was the last game of his senior year. He basically said, "Dad, I'm done." And I was like, well, you've committed to a school to go play. And I was like, you just need to call the coach and let him know you're not going to play. If you don't want to play, you don't need to go. So he started working at a golf course right out of high school and was going to college at a local North Georgia college, just not far from our house. And he really got into golf. And I mean, started to where he was hitting like 200 balls a day.
Oh, wow.
And he was, even as a young kid, he actually had a pretty good swing, but we always had a baseball bat in his hand. So he, after about 2 years of working at this golf course playing, he actually got really, really good. But I never knew it. I mean, I just knew he spent a lot of time at the golf course. And long story short, he came home one day and he's like, hey, I think I want to play college golf. I'm like, what do you mean you want to play college golf? I said, you've been playing golf 2 years. And anyway, we had hired a recruiter for my younger son for baseball to, because of to help for colleges and help him get exposed and things like that. And he actually had a guy that was on his team that recruited golf players.
Oh wow!
So I told him, I said, hey, Mike, my son's got this wild idea that he wants to go play college golf. And he's like, he doesn't even have a resume. He's like, probably not going to happen. He goes, but I'll ask around. So yeah, there was a school out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Johnson & Wales University. They were starting a brand new golf team. It's like a Division III school, very small. And Mike calls me and says, hey, you're not going to believe this, but I may have a spot for your son to play college golf. I'm like, are you kidding me? Wow. So anyway, we go up, he goes and talks to the coach, and he was a good golfer. I mean, he got his handicap up to like a +3 handicap. I mean, he was but he worked his tail off at it, and he did it all on his own. So he had a very unique experience. He played 2 years of college golf, and then now he's a belt. He's an aggregate specialist for one of our distributors. So he's kind of fallen into the belting world. So he's on the heavy duty side, which I tried to get him to go light duty, but he wanted to go heavy duty.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's good.
That's awesome.
He loves it. Yeah, he loves it. So my youngest just finished up playing 5 years at Mercer University, Division I school out of Macon, Georgia. So they were actually up in Corvallis back in the spring and played Oregon State.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I didn't come up for that, but that was pretty good. He got to see some pretty cool play some pretty cool places, so it was good.
Oh, that's fun.
So he's actually interviewing with the belting company now. So he's we're hopefully he'll may step into the belting world. We'll see.
Oh wow! And what a unique world. I mean, that if they do land in it, like you've learned, you can take it anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So crushing it ain't bad, and knowing what the belts do and taking that somewhere could be something too.
Well, I think you said it on one of your podcasts. It's one of those industries that's not going anywhere, right? I mean, conveyor belts are still going to convey product from point A to point B, and it's just one of those. I wouldn't call it recession proof, but it is. It's not going away.
Yeah.
So conveyors are still going to run. There's way too many conveyors out there not to, right? So. I mean. Especially when you get into the heavy duty side, I mean, there's nothing that can run that process other than the way they run it, So it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're not going to be crushing it by hand or anything like that. It's got to be moved around with serious business involved. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what's the most rewarding thing you've done? I mean, you talk about the rewards of being in this industry and obviously parenting and that sort of thing.
Parenting. That's a loaded question.
They're very.
I would say trying to raising our kids. I would think would be probably one of the most rewarding things that, especially as you get older and you start and you have grandkids, that really changes your life. I know you probably hear that from a lot of people that have grandkids, but we always heard that it's the best thing that's ever happened, and that is true. It absolutely is. So, but I think I find it rewarding that our kids are still very much involved with us. They want to be around us all the time.
You did a good job then.
As well as a parent, that's one. I'm sure in the back of your mind, you always think about, I hope my kids want to just be around me when they grow up and they move out of the house and they get a family and we're very fortunate and blessed to be able to experience that. And they come over to the house at least one night a weekend and have dinner, and we go on vacation. We're going on vacation in a few weeks to down to Florida. And so we take the whole crowd, and they all love going. Never have to beg them to go. So especially they feel like it's like all inclusive for them as well. So, when Dad's paying the bill, so absolutely we'll go.
Yeah, I know how that is.
But no, that's I guess personally that's been a very rewarding part of my life, and then just I think working where I am, or even at Flexco now, has been very rewarding. I feel like, especially when I started during COVID. I started in January of 2020, and COVID hit in that March timeframe. I was really nervous. I was like, okay, I made a move, and I'm like, am I going to get let go? Because things were like, I was brand new. So, but I kind of figured things out and figured out, the path that, kind of understood the strategy of what we wanted to try to do with our group. And I've just figured out a way to make it work and connected with the right people. And, and I was just mainly handling Amazon at the time. So but that was very rewarding that we were able to grow a lot of our business with Amazon in a short period of time. Obviously I didn't take any of the credit for it, but I just knew how to network internally because we have such a fantastic engineering and marketing group. Territory managers, we have around 33 of those guys around the country that make my job easier. And it was just a team effort, but it was very rewarding to see that success and as a company and be a part of that. So, and we're still seeing that today, which is good. So,
well, and like you mentioned, during one of those challenging times too.
As you know, that's kind of when Amazon and all these, logistics companies just started booming because
tremendously
they were
relied
online purchasing. It was perfect timing. So it couldn't have worked out any better as far as the timing goes. So
yeah.
But
scary though, because it was a strange, weird world during that time
right?
too. Yeah,
it was. Well, now Amazon, if they don't come up to our house, we get a phone call from them about if they don't come to my house once a day, we get a phone call like, hey, are you guys okay?
Guilty of that instant gratification, right?
Absolutely. They make it way too easy.
Yeah, they do.
Just hit the button.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So.
Well, and then you mentioned your family too. It's like I'm going through it too because I've got a young family, and you go through the whole rat race of following this game or following this sports or being so involved with the chase, and then it's gone, And I imagine I'm not off to the races for it with my kids yet to be a grandparent to their kids yet, but. Next level of watching it all over through another set of eyes will be, I'm sure that reward will be out there for me someday. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. You get your kids to a point, and my daughter, she's been married, she got married in 21, and it was, my kids were easy. I hear nightmares about, raising kids and things, but my kids, they made it easy on us. I cannot complain. And you get them to a certain point to where they got to start making their own decisions. They get married. You'd think they get off the payroll. They never do. Then they have grandkids. It gets even more expensive. But we don't mind that. So, it's amazing to see the different, seasons of life that you go through. And, where I am in my career, 55 years old and, my gosh, it's like, I feel like I've been working forever, but it's like, it's not going to be that much longer. And I'll probably be trying to retire in the next, 7 to 10 years, so it's kind of, it'll be here before you know it. Time moves a lot faster as we get older, as you know, so.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah. But rightfully so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have earned it by then, right?
I hope so. Hopefully we planned pretty well. So,
Good.
We'll see.
All right. Tell us a dad joke.
Oh gosh. You can put me on the spot.
If not, I got one preloaded. I won't do that to you. We're always doing something to make the kids roll their eyes, of course. So I figured it might be easy. It doesn't have to be though. I'm terrible at retaining jokes.
I am terrible at too.
I'm only as good as the last one told, honestly. So
my favorite comedian is Nate Bargatze.
Yes.
And
he's so good.
And he is like, I always quote his stuff because it's so funny.
Yes.
So, but like, Saturday Night Live when he did the George Washington.
Oh my gosh.
Probably one of the funniest skits I've ever seen. So I love to try to, talk about his stuff because I mean he's clean, he's funny,
Yep.
and I mean everything that comes out of his mouth just makes you laugh. So,
Oh yeah, I'm guilty of.
but it's all his own. It's all his material, so I don't have any of my own.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm guilty of doing that too, and now I watch my kids. I'm like, hey, careful how you plagiarize. They might be on to you, you know,
Yeah.
because they'll try to go into a room and take it as their own. And
Oh, yeah.
My son's all about John Mulaney now, so
Oh, yeah.
he's been utilizing a lot of his material, and I'm like, oh, that kid's not picking up on what Ace just said. You know, I'm like, he's getting away with that,
Right.
one, you know.
Yeah,
That's funny.
How old are your kids?
My daughter's 20,
Okay.
and my son's 17
Okay,
now. So
well they're not kids.
they're not kids, and summer's upon us, so that he's doing some time in the shop right now.
Oh, good.
So whether he wants it or not, there's no pressure, but his grandfather's happy to see it happen.
Yeah.
And I am too. I'm
Yeah,
proud
for
of
sure.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many generations Empire Rubber? 3?
With Ace, it'll be 4 if they,
Okay.
technically working there. But yeah, I'm the third in
Okay.
31 years now. So yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, the rewards keep coming.
Yeah.
I like. It's been a very, not just the people that have been along the ride with me and the people I get to know, but the work's rewarding. It evolves, and
Yeah.
if you have an inquisitive mind to know how the wheel turns and that sort of thing, to get in there and go, oh, I think if you would just do this, I can fix this for you. I think a lot of what we do is in problem solving, it doesn't always get a dollar value attached to it,
Yeah.
because the dollars will come. If you weren't concerned about fixing the problem, that it involved those dollars, they're going to trust you, and then everything moves forward very easily from there. So
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's cool. Companies like Empire and others. I mean, there's so many distributors out there that have been open for 50, 60 years, right? And I think it's amazing because you hear a lot of them starting out in leather and starting out in cotton.
Yeah.
And
Original building blocks.
Yeah, and it's like that stuff's not even around anymore, right? And but guys that had the vision and just the aptitude about them to go and change with the times, right? I'm sure just like I was talking earlier. I mean, you're doing a lot more lightweight business. I mean, you guys were doing 80% heavyweight for years, and now you're, it's really you're mixing it up because you have to, right?
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of distributors doing the same thing that have been been doing business for for 50 years. So
Yeah.
it's cool to talk to those guys because it's like pretty smart.
Oh, yeah.
And then so yeah,
They might have learned the hard way. They make it a little
I'm
easier
sure
for
they
our
did.
sake too. But
yeah.
I was very fortunate to work with my father for so many years, to glean a lot of that off of him,
Yeah.
and watch him, like any parent, not be afraid to watch me make some mistakes in the way into it and everything.
Well, that's how you learn, right? I mean, but it's I guess my biggest concern for our industry is just we need to get some younger talent, and then obviously your son, hopefully he'll take an interest and a hold to it, and keep it going in the right direction. I'm sure he'll have to make some changes as he progresses into the business, and but I am starting to see some interest from especially at NIBA. We have the next gen group. I'm sure you're still part of that group, right?
Yeah, that's it. Don't look at the back of my head.
They're going to start carding us to get in there this year. I
They
think.
will.
So,
So far, we can sneak into it.
But it's good to see that group has actually kind of grown over the last, a lot more participation with that younger generation. So I think it's important for our industry because, none of us are getting younger. And, I used to be one of those young guys when even at Ammeraal, I felt like I was one of the young guys, but now it's like, okay, now I'm one of the old guys, older guys. So
Yeah. Well, and I love to see it too. And that's why I thought when I got together with Stephanie Davis to hear her story, at a very young age, she took over her own business.
Yeah, 21 years old.
My goodness.
It's amazing. I didn't know that.
And, appreciating the heck out of what we did and seeing the value in it, it can be preached so easily because I'm hearing a lot about promise of Gen Alpha now, really looking towards the trades.
Yeah.
And that's exciting because, I think ours is like, I've been discussing, it's not going anywhere, but who's going to grab the reins and keep it running? Because it's so niche that, once you get involved with it, it's easy to stay in and grow. And I'm looking forward to this year's NIBA too, because independents are, becoming more of a dying breed, so to speak.
Yeah.
And Stephanie's got one up her sleeve to pull us together and
good.
talk shop with one another and, kind of share war stories with one another and our successes. And I think that's valuable.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot more consolidation within distribution now. And I think a lot of it is, guys that have been open 50 years, they don't have anywhere to leave the business. So what choice do they have, right? They need to, they have an opportunity to sell it and, benefit from all their hard work. So, I mean, you can't blame them for that, but you've seen a lot, I guess probably the last, 7 or 8 years, we've seen a ton of consolidation in our industry. So, but I think that's probably going to continue. We'll continue to see that. So
Undoubtedly.
yeah, but
Winds of change.
yeah.
Well, shoot, I think we shot up nearly a darn good hour.
Did we?
We did. It goes by fast when it's easy
Feels like
talking
it was only
to a
30
friend.
minutes.
Chad, thank you. Appreciate you
Thanks
coming
for having
in.
me.
Yeah, thanks for flying into town and sitting down
Yeah.
with me. This is wonderful.
Nah, but I've been wanting to do. I've always enjoyed listening to like I told you, I learned something new about someone that's been on your podcast, and it's like I didn't know. Tom Weak, I didn't know he grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
in Illinois. So I was like, pretty cool. So yeah, you learn something new about everyone. So
Yeah. Well, it's like what we get the rewards out of sales. Getting to know people and getting those relationships going. It's vital in our world.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. With that, I'd like to thank George and New Wave Media, excuse me, George, but thank you for your studio too. And I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This is always rewarding to me, and I'll continue to do it when I can. Take care.